What's up guys, welcome to your fourth tutorial of C++, and in this tutorial I'm gonna tell you about data types and variables. So basically if you create any program you need to store some values, right, for processing or for doing any calculation or for storing user input and everything. So for that you need variables, and variables have different data types. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about data types. Now in C++ you have many types of data types. I mean many types of data you can store in different variables. So the first data type is integer, and it is represented by I and t. Okay, so whenever you want to store an integer type data, you declare integer type variable. Okay, and for declaring a variable you just need to say int and then give a space and type the variable name. Now your variable name can be anything, okay, any word you want. It just shouldn't start with a number, and it shouldn't contain, I think, a special character or something. You can type any character, like you can type B2C, but the number shouldn't come in front. Okay, like you cannot type 2BC, right? So you can name your variable anything. I'm just gonna name it like what, sandwich. That's a pretty cool name. And whenever you declare a variable, you have to terminate it with the statement terminate operator. Remember we talked about it in the last tutorial. So here we declared a variable sandwich. Now this particular line, okay, this is called declaring a variable. Means you're telling your compiler to create a variable of integer type named sandwich and allocate a memory location in your RAM so that you can store values in it. Okay, so now your compiler is allocated 2 bytes of memory to this particular variable. And remember, every type of data, it has its limit to store variables. Now you can, if you want to check the limits, you can go on internet and check it. I'm not going to teach you in this. Now if you want to store like some big numbers, okay, so you can't store it in integer type. Okay, like it has its limits. Like I think it has its limits from minus 65,000 to something plus 65,000. So if you want to store some numbers in crores or lakhs, anything, so you have to declare a long int. Okay, now what a long int is, it just increases the size of integer variable, right? And there is one more long int. You can check different types of integer types on internet. And now what is initializing a variable? Okay, now we have declared a variable and it has been allotted a memory position in our RAM. Now initializing is assigning a value to your variable. Now if you don't assign a value to your variable, then it will contain garbage value, okay, and you cannot process it. So if you want to store something, just write the variable name, insert the assignment operator, and then write the value like 12. Okay, so now you have assigned a value to your variable, and that value is 12. Now this particular equals to sign. Okay, this is called assignment operator in C++. What this operator does is, whatever value you put it on its right hand side, it will assign it to the variable you put it on the left hand side, right? So now whenever you want to print it, just write cout. Now this is a matter of printing a variable. Just write cout and write the variable name. Okay, and this is why I like code blocks, because it gives you everything on whenever you type, like when I typed sandwich, I just typed sand and it gave me right there. Okay, just press enter and re-enter it. Now whenever I build and run this, it will output 12. Okay, so this is how you can declare integer type variable. And now there are different types like float. Now what a float is, it consists of decimal points. Whenever you want to store decimal point values, you can store it in float. You cannot store decimal point values in int. So you can now store it in 12.3254. And whenever you build and run this, let me close this window. Whenever you build and run this, we say 12.3254. Now I think if we store this type of value in int, it will probably give an error, or it won't type out the decimal points. So let's build and run this. Okay, it just types 12. We have assigned here 12.3254, but still it outputs 12. Okay, so integer cannot hold decimal type values. Now there's one more, there are many type of data types in C++, and whenever we need any kind of data type we'll talk about it later, but right now this is all about data types and variables. Now I told you how to declare variable, how to initialize variable, and how to use them. Okay, now you can also use variables in between of a string, like if you want to type I8 then space and then a variable name, and then you can type another string it will print out 12, right? So you can type another string like 12, I ate 12 apples. Okay, oh I forgot to put the declaration sandwich. Now whenever I build and run this, it outputs I ate 12 apples. Now I wrote here I ate sandwich apples. Now the value of sandwich is 12, so it just takes the value of sandwich, puts it right here and prints it out. Pretty cool, right? Now next thing I want to show you is I think I should break it into the next tutorial. This is much for this tutorial. Just practice declaring and initializing variables 2 or 3 times and you'll be good at it. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time.